and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of World Talks here on TVP World. I'm your host, Benjamin Lee, and please join me and my guests on this next interview. Spain's Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez is under growing pressure after a major police report linked senior figures in his Socialist party to a web of corruption. With calls for snap elections mounting and public trust in decline, the crisis is threatening to engulf the government. Joining us today on TVP World is Andrés Villena Oliver, assistant professor at Complutense University of Madrid and a leading analyst of Spanish political dynamics. Hello, sir, and welcome to TVP World.
Thank you very much.
So before diving into the nitty-gritty, can you help us unpack what is actually the exact corruption scandal that is now involving Spanish ruling Socialist Party, and how did it come to light?
Well, judicial investigations are proving a network of corruption between several members of the Socialist Party, one of them former Minister of Transports and Infrastructure, and a group of enterprises who would have been paying some dark money in order to be chosen as contractors of the public administration. It is a classic scheme that has happened for decades in Spain, but the exception is the fact that the Socialist Party won in 2018 after a motion of no confidence, proposing a continuous fight against corruption. So the most important part is the fact that the two people that have been proven with this network of corruption were the former secretaries of organization of the Socialist Party. Now, the president, Pedro Sánchez, is arguing he didn't know anything, but it is easy to know that the corruption scandal is mounting and he will be completely affected.
Right, so like you mentioned, a lot of these sort of corruption scandal when it comes to paying money for private contract is not some very new form of corruption. So what does this particular investigation cause such a strong political backlash? Is it the irony that you mentioned earlier that this is a party that ran on anti-corruption, which, well, turned out with a high-level official involved in corruption themselves?
Yes, and it was in June 2018 when the Conservatives, Catholics, Popular Party was defeated by a vote of no confidence, precisely related to a scheme of illegal financiation of the party. Now, it has not been confirmed, but judicial investigation, I think it will be able to prove that the Socialist Party is also under a scheme of illegal financiation. If it is finally proven, something that the president has said is not happening, he will probably be under the same situation, which is paradox, curious, and reflects that we have a structural problem of illegal financiation of the political parties in Spain. What is going to happen now? Snap elections it is something that the president says it's not going to happen, and another motion of confidence has been declared impossible because it doesn't matter. The other parties of the parliament are in some way supporting the ruling party, still supporting the ruling party.
Right. Like you mentioned, there seems to be a structural problem there, and I think that's the key word as well, with the ruling party still kind of putting their weight behind them. How is the public kind of reacting to that? Do you think that replacing one corrupt politics with another form of corruption politics is going to foster a public distrust and impact the overall morale of the Spanish population?
Yes, we are under a very strong polarization situation. The distrust in political parties and institutions is growing. There is a far-right party called Vox who is asking for something like popular protestations, but the fact that the Popular Party, the right wing party, has been under these situations and has been under several cases and investigations that next week's will have new news, is the fact that well, in some ways protecting this government against this vote of no confidence. We are under a situation of structural corruption, especially related to the financiation of the political parties, and this popular backlash and these popular protestations. The most important thing is that they are not happening, and we have a very strong mood of polarization, and the president has been using it to say, if you support the Popular Party, you will have the same or you will have worse things. And next week, we are going to know more things about the corruption of the Popular Party. So the situation now is not clear. The parliament has several nationalist parties that are not going to support the alternative, because the alternative needs to be in coalition with the far right. So everything lets us think that the socialists are going to stay in power, at least until new news about the possible illegal financiation of the party are released.
Right. If that actually comes into play, if there's any proof that comes out, do you think that this will be the fuel for the right-wing party to kind of raise its head again, seeing that, well, we already observe a pattern of right-wing parties gaining ground across Europe as a whole?
The right wing party, the Popular Party, who has governed Spain in two times, is something like a coalition between liberal and Catholics, but they will need the support of the far right party of Vox, and if that happens, we will join a pattern that is happening in Europe. But we have to know that there is a fight between these right-wing parties, because Abascal, the leader of Vox, knows that since Trump has gained the presidency of the United States, he has a chance. So he's asking for the right-wing party to be more aggressive. But at the same time, this complexity of Spain shows that there are some right-wing parties that have a nationalist bias, the Basque Country Nationalist Party, the Catalonian Nationalist Party, and this coalition is not homogeneous. So it is very difficult to organize an agreement between all of them. That city is what helped Pedro Sánchez, the socialist leader, be the president in 2018. So he's organizing this coalition again to stabilize him in power. This can originate a situation in which no matter what judicial investigation or release is published, he would be able to stay in power till 2027, when new elections were organized, and when the Popular Party will have enough popular support to organize an alternative government.
Right, so like you mentioned, it might have to be till 2027 when we see any major shift and movement. However, that probably would give enough time for these more populist parties to grow in strength as well. How's the support for parties like Vox right now, and where do you see the trajectory going?
Vox has now something like 15% of popular support. It was originated as a part of the Popular Party of the Conservatives that was separated from them in 2014, and the projections tell us that in this situation of distrust and of decadence of the two main political parties of the democracy, Vox could be growing from 15 to 21, for example. And I could say, and I can say, it could become the most popular party in Spain. Uh, that's why there is a fight and a competition with the traditional right-wing party. The clue is, if in 1 month, in 1 year, sorry, Vox will be the first right-wing party in popular support. That could happen, and in that way, that would be the first time when in Spain there is a far right leaded coalition against the traditional progressives in government.
All right, so we'll have to see. Only time will tell whether or not these scandals will bring a big shakeup to the Spanish government. But thank you so much for your input and insight. Really appreciate it. And thanks for being with us on TVP World.
Okay.
Cheers. And thank you for tuning into this edition of World Talks. But for more news, update, and commentary, please stay tuned to TVP World.